Hello everyone, we are once again at the end of another month here at the end of January. Actually, it's early February because I was very sick last week and was in no shape to do a video. And so our stats for December 2024 are now available. So let's get into the numbers. This is for Polk County, Florida. Again, this is through December 2024. In December 2024, we had 1,231 closed sales. That's compared to 1,148 in December 2023. That's an increase of 7.2%. So we saw an increase in closed sales year over year. Good news for the housing market. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, 20.6% of all sales were cash sales compared to 21.2% a year ago. That's a decrease of 2.8%. Median sales price, $314,900. That's compared to $320,000 a year ago, a decrease of 1.6%. So home prices came down a little bit, but not a whole lot. Average sales price, $332,049 compared to $334,771, a decrease of 0.8%. Median percent of original list price, sellers were receiving 96.5% of their original list price. That's compared to 97.5% a year ago, a decrease of 1%. Median time to contract, so how long is it taking to get a contract on a home? 58 days, that's compared to 31 days a year ago, an increase of 87.1%. So it is taking significantly longer to go under contract, pretty much 2 full months. And then median time to sale, or how long is it taking to close, 98 days compared to 79 days a year ago, an increase of 24.1%. New pending sales, 920 new pending sales compared to 1,041 a year ago, a decrease of 11.6%. New listings, 1,292, that's compared to 1,251 a year ago, an increase of 3.3%. Pending inventory, 1,192 compared to 1,472, a decrease of 19%. Active inventory, 5,995 homes active in Polk County. This is all property types, compared to 4,394 homes a year ago. That's an increase of 36.4%. That really is the main reason why it's taking longer for homes to go under contract. Is that there's more inventory to choose from, so buyers are being a little more choosy and looking at more homes. Month supply of inventory, 4.8 month supply of inventory compared to 3.5 month supply of inventory a year ago, an increase of 37.1%. That does mean we are still, at least countywide, we are still in a seller's market, but we're getting pretty close to a balanced market. That being said, if you look at condos and townhomes in Davenport, Kissimmee area, they have over a year's worth of inventory. So they are in a buyer's market there. So this is just to give you an overview of Polk County, but there will be areas that might be in buyer's markets. But countywide, we are still technically in a seller's market. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit more about what all this means and what you can expect moving forward. So the end of 2024 was challenging here in Polk County overall, and really for the state of Florida. As you recall, October started with back-to-back hurricanes hitting the area and impacting the area, which meant a slow market for October. You know, when you're busy cleaning up and filing insurance claims and dealing with FEMA, you're probably not looking at homes. November saw us waiting on presidential election results. People always wait during those times, even though that there's actually little to no impact on the real estate market, no matter who's elected, but people wait. And then you get into Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays, and not a lot of home shopping typically happens during that time either. The one group of shoppers that we do have here in this time of year is sometimes you're 55 and up. They're down here for a limited amount of time during the winter months, and some of them decide it's time to find a place to stay that they can call their own rather than maybe renting a place for a few months. But it's been a very challenging last several months. Interesting that though that this December was busier than last December. I think probably that's related to we've been in we'll call it high mortgage rates. They're not historically high, but they're high compared to what we had during the pandemic, which is what people have the most recent memory of. And so I think what's happening is people are getting accustomed to rates around in the 6s and maybe even 7s. And so some of them have decided that it's not worth waiting for mortgage rates to go down, only to potentially see prices go up. You know, we've been in this market now for really a couple years, and you know, the fact that home prices really haven't dropped, you know, a lot of people, doomsayers, I would say, predicting crash. We're not seeing it, and we're not seeing any signs of a crash. While foreclosures are up a little bit, they're still at historic lows. So we're not going to see a flood of those hitting the market. Short sales are actually being denied because most people have enough equity to still pay what they owe on the home. They're not upside down on the home. They might not be able to recoup their closing costs, but they're not upside down on the home. They can pay what they owe. So, you know, we're not going to see a flood of short sales either. You know, to be clear, there are some people who, because of inflation, are struggling to make ends meet and maybe pay their mortgage, but they're not selling at a loss. So we're not seeing that kind of a market impact. Builders are still building a lot in our area. There are new home communities and new builders coming in all the time. They are offering all kinds of great incentives, paying all your closing costs, paying for interest rate buy downs. A lot of them are even offering bonuses to realtors for bringing in buyers that go under contract. They're trying to move their inventory, but the fact of the matter is things are selling. You know, if you're listing your home, taking care of minor repairs, making sure your roof is updated, that definitely. I just had some clients purchase a home or go under contract on a home. It has the original tile roof, so the tile roof's about 34 years old. Now, technically, tile roofs have a warranty of, you know, anywhere between 50 to 75 years, depending on who you talk to. So there's technically a lot of life left on that roof. However, the insurance quote for insuring that home was over $13,000 a year. Luckily, in our situation, the seller was willing to put a new roof on, so we're going to still move forward on that one and get a new roof. But that's one of those things where, you know, those kinds of things can derail a sale very quickly. And so making sure you're staying on top of those. If you're a homeowner, stay on top of those things. Don't let there be a lot of deferred maintenance on your home. Try to keep up with it. It's less expensive to keep up with it than it is to try to do everything all at once. And it's really hard to do it when you're trying to sell the home. So if you can take care of it beforehand, that can really make the sale go much more quickly and smoothly. But I've noticed just in my business, just an increase of activity. I have more buyers wanting to go out and look at homes. My listings are getting more showings on them than they were. And so I do see and just feel in real time the housing market picking up. When are mortgage rates going to go down? We're probably not thinking until end of spring, maybe summer. We might start to see the mortgage rates decline some then. You know, I think it remains to be seen what the tariffs and how that might impact inflation, and that could change everything. So I think a lot of people are playing the wait and see approach. The problem with waiting for mortgage rates to drop, though, is that when mortgage rates drop, home prices typically increase. So you're going to end up paying more for the home. Why? Why would that happen? Because when mortgage rates decrease, more buyers enter the market. So there's more competition for the same number of homes. And when there's more competition for the same number of homes, that drives prices up. And so if you don't want to be in a situation where you're having to overpay for a home, where you have to waive inspections, waive appraisal, and things like that, then really now is a good time to go ahead and get into the real estate market. If you can afford it, you're better off buying and waiting than waiting to buy. And so at least when you own that home, you're going to be earning equity. And then if the rates come down enough, you can always refinance. You can't change the price you paid on the home. If you pay $350,000 for a home today, and you finance it at, say, 7%, and then the mortgage rate goes down to 5.5%, you can refinance. And with our in-house lender, there's no cost for the refinance either. If you purchase that same home for $375,000 instead of $350,000, but you're paying 6%, you pay $25,000 more for the house. And so over time, that's actually going to cost you more money, assuming that you do refinance. So it's just something to think about if you're out there in the market. If you are considering new home construction, it's important to have a realtor with you. The sales agents are great, but they work for the builder. They don't represent you. It's worth, and most builders are actually still paying for the buyer's agent compensation. So you don't have to worry about that. Whereas with a resale home, that's not a guarantee. Most sellers are still offering buyer's agent compensation, but I've had some situations where it hasn't been offered, and then you have to get a little more creative in how you're going to pay your agent. But with all the builders that I've been working with, they are still offering compensation, so that takes one other complication out of the equation. As always, if you are looking to buy or sell in Central Florida, or you know someone who is, I hope you'll give me a call. I'd love to help. I love to serve as an advisor and consultant on anyone's real estate transactions. We can talk about your situation and decide whether buying or selling right now is the right time for you. For some it is, and for some it might not be. And I'm okay saying either. My goal is to try to guide you in the correct manner based on your unique situation. So remember, you can't miss with Chris. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you have ideas for videos you'd like to see, please let me know. I'd love to cover those topics for you. Thanks very much. Have a great day.